Mom. Yes, I'm going to be discharged today. I'm just waiting for the nurse to come in. He's going to explain to me about my medication. Oh, here he is now. I'll talk to you later.
Hi, Mrs. Ott.
Hi, Todd. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. The discharge nurse is getting your instructions ready now. I just wanted to come in and talk to you a little bit about a new medication you're going to be starting called Coumadin.
Okay.
So, has the doctor talked to you much about the new medication?
He just has told me that I'm going to be starting Coumadin 2 milligrams.
Okay. So what Coumadin is, it's an anticoagulant. And if we break that down, anti means against, and coagulant means how long it takes the blood to clot.
Okay.
So essentially what we're doing here is we're preventing any clots in the blood. So the thing with Coumadin is that it's an anticoagulant, so we are preventing clots from getting any bigger. But an important note is that Coumadin does not dissolve current clots that you have. So if you were to have a clot, the Coumadin wouldn't get rid of it, it would just prevent it from getting any bigger. So I understand that you were recently diagnosed with atrial fibrillation, is that correct?
Yes.
So with atrial fibrillation, the doctor may have already told you the atria, which are the top chambers of your heart, kind of beat irregular and chaotically, and not all the blood gets ejected from them properly. So when blood plays stagnant in the heart, it can cause a clot. So they start you on Coumadin almost as a preventative measure to prevent you from getting any clots in your heart that could possibly break off and cause a heart attack, stroke, DVT, etc. So we start you on Coumadin to thin your blood.
How will I know if my blood's thin enough?
Well, that's a great question. That kind of takes me into my next point about the dosages and the lab work that's associated with Coumadin. You said that the doctor started you on 2 milligrams. Now, it's important to know that there's not like a single set dose of Coumadin because it's based upon your lab work. So what we check there is called your prothrombin time, which is just how long it takes the blood to clot, and your INR, which is called the International Normalized Ratio, which is a way of standardizing the results of the prothrombin time. So when you take Coumadin, you take it in the evening, and it's important to know that it doesn't work overnight because you have to build up a therapeutic blood level. So initially when you started on it, they might check your lab work maybe daily for a couple days or, every other day until they build you up to that therapeutic level. And the dosages of Coumadin change upon your blood results. So just because you're started on 2 milligrams doesn't mean that you're going to be on 2 milligrams for the rest of your life. Now, moving on from the dosages and the lab work, an important dietary note is that even though there's no special diet for Coumadin, there is one special ingredient that can decrease the effectiveness of Coumadin, and that's vitamin K. There's different foods and liquids that have vitamin K. For example, green tea has vitamin K in it. Foods like different greens, like salads, Brussels sprouts, chard, parsley, collard greens, spinach, they all are high in vitamin K. So what this means is that say you're being very compliant with your Coumadin, but you're also eating a lot of salad and a lot of spinach on a daily basis. When you go and have your blood work drawn, it's going to show low levels because what these foods do that are high in vitamin K is they decrease the effectiveness. Now, of those foods that I mentioned, do you eat or drink any of those?
I drink some green tea and I do eat some salads, but from what you're saying, it sounds like as long as I don't go crazy with it, I should be okay.
Right, and what we can do is we can get dietary involved and they can talk with you, especially when these foods you really enjoy. It's tough to cut them out completely, so what we can do is we can bring a dietitian in to kind of talk with you and see about like moderation and what we can do there.
Great, that sounds good.
Okay. So after everything that we've talked about today, do you kind of understand a little bit about why being compliant with your Coumadin medication regimen is so important?
Yes, I do. It sounds like it's very important for me to take it the way that doctors told me to take it, and it also sounds like the testing at the Coumadin clinic is going to be really important too.
Yes. Now, to summarize a little bit, we talked about how Coumadin is an anticoagulant, so essentially it's preventing blood from clotting.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit about your disease process and the atrial fibrillation and why Coumadin is important for that. We talked about the dosages and about how they can change, that they might not be the same dose. And we talked about your lab work and, how you might be getting your labs checked every other day, every week, every month. It's just based upon how your level is. We spoke a little bit about the diet, and we talked talked about why compliance is so important. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so. I think that you've explained everything to me in a way that I can understand, and I appreciate you taking the time to do that.
Okay, and I saw on your arm there you had a bandage on. An important side note is that when you take Coumadin, it thins your blood. So when you use razors, we try to stay away from straight razors. We like for you to use electric razors.
Okay.
And if you do sustain a cut while taking Coumadin, if it's just a minor cut, we want you to hold pressure. If it's a minor cut and it stops, you can put a little Band-Aid on it or a bandage. If it seems to be more severe, doesn't seem to stop right away, seem to be losing a lot of blood, we would want you to, call 911 or go to the emergency room, okay?
Okay, thank you
All
so
right,
much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Take care.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.